The unconscious man opened his eyes and felt a sharp pain in his leg while he was half awake. And when he looked at it, it was a big crocodile. The Day was so anxious that he kicked it away, but the crocodile opened its mouth and approached him. In a panic, Day grabbed a bucket of water against the crocodile. A burst of crazy output. The crocodile was beaten dizzy and only then reluctantly walked away. How did he get into such a predicament? It turns out that, just a few days ago, the crew Day was working with a shot of a short film in the pool. After the work was done, Day and his friend were the only two left on the set. When he was leaving, his friend opened the drain valve and asked Day to come up, but he didn't think so and lay there enjoying this rare leisure. Unknowingly, Day fell asleep, but when he woke up, he realized something was wrong, so he hurriedly swam towards the shore. Day suddenly discovered that the pool did not have a ladder. Day tried his best to climb up, but at this time, the water level had gone down half. The pool wall was smooth, and there was no place to start. Day brought the air cushion, feet on the air cushion to climb up, but still cannot go up. He saw from the mirror on the shore of the phone. Day had a sudden idea. Using the belt on the bathrobe tied to the glasses, trying to hook the phone down, but the result failed. Day shouted for help, but the pool had been abandoned for a long time. No one will come at all. When Day was at his wit's end, his girlfriend called, and as the phone vibrated, it slowly moved toward the pool. Day finally saw the hope and stretched out his hand, ready to catch the phone. Dogs keep shouting. A careless fall from the edge of the pool. Day struggled internally to make a difficult decision or choose to save the dog first. He lifted the air cushion, forcing it to the top. At the same time, the phone also fell. Luckily, the other end was connected to the data cable. Day excited to swim over, panic. He even forgot the air cushion, the water level, and dropped a lot. Day flew up a leap. Unfortunately, Day did not catch. The phone still fell into the water, and when salvaged, the phone cannot be turned on. Hope dashed. Day can only think of another way to slow down the speed of the water level. He dived into the water with a bathrobe to cover the drain. At this time, the pizza a friend ordered for Day arrived. The delivery boy looked around, but in addition to seeing a dog, not even a human shadow to see. Day in the water also saw the delivery boy. He tried to surface immediately for help, but Day was too unlucky that the chain on the pants is surprisingly stuck. Day struggled with all his might and finally tore the chain and surfaced. Day kept shouting, but the delivery boy had already started his motorcycle, and the loud sound of the engine drowned out everything. Day once again missed the chance to be rescued. After this torment, Day was exhausted and could only lie on the air mattress, waiting for a miracle to happen, and unknowingly Day fell asleep again. Girlfriend cannot contact Day. A little anxious, they came to the pool. Looking at the boyfriend floating in the water is sleeping, so I want to give him a surprise. She did not notice the abnormal water level. Even the dog saw the danger and kept barking. Just when his girlfriend was about to jump in, Day suddenly shouted for her to stop, resulting in an accident. Day hurriedly swam toward his girlfriend. Gushing blood stained a piece of red. He put his girlfriend on the air cushion. Day dived under the water, picked up the bathrobe blocked in the sewer, and urgently helped his girlfriend to stop the bleeding. Soon, the sky darkened. The water level was about to bottom out. The girlfriend was still unconscious, and the wound was still bleeding. At this time, the dog on the shore seems to feel the danger is approaching and keeps barking up. Day turned his head and was startled to see a large crocodile approaching the dog. The crocodile slipped on the steel pipe and fell into the pool. Day panicked and quickly dived into the water to check the location of the crocodile, but fortunately, the crocodile did not have any idea about them at this time. After a night of panic, the water in the pool was completely dried up, but his girlfriend was still unconscious, and her wound was still bleeding, so if he didn't think of a way out, she would not be able to save her life. The Day was surprised to find a roll of tape in the crocodile's mouth. He slowly approached and tried to take out what was in the crocodile's mouth. Suddenly, the dog on the side yelled. Day hurriedly signaled him to shut up, but fortunately, the crocodile was not woken up. Day carefully reached out his hand, and at that moment, the crocodile opened its eyes. If not for Day's quick reaction, the arm would have been completely ruined if it had been bitten. Day hurriedly helped his unconscious girlfriend to dress and stop the bleeding. The two had been trapped in this deserted pool for 48 hours. There was also a large crocodile on the side. If this continues, the consequences will be unthinkable. At this point, the Daylight looked at the drain in the middle of the sink. Maybe you can find the exit from there, but the problem is that the cover is fixed with screws. Without tools, simply cannot open. The Day was disappointed to return to his girlfriend's side. he found that her necklace could be used as a tool. When he took off the necklace, the crocodile did not know when to climb on top of the sewer manhole cover. The Day had to rip off the tape and smash the crocodile with force. The crocodile had a good temper and left after Dai's drive. Day opened the well cover with his necklace and went inside to see what was going on. The following is divided into 2 channels on the left and right. Just enough space to drill people. Day returned to his girlfriend and tried to take her into the sewer with him. Who knows, the crocodile took advantage of this gap and jumped in first. Day waited long at the cave entrance, but the crocodile did not come out. And at this time, his girlfriend has launched a high fever. Day had to drill hard. He did not know whether the crocodile in the left or right. Just choose A. Day was lucky this time. Not only did he not encounter any crocodiles, but he found the exit, but which was locked. At the same time, the dog barked again. It turned out that the crocodile had returned to the pool from the sewer and was slowly crawling toward his girlfriend. Day rushed back the way he came, and the crocodile has come to the girlfriend's side. Just at this moment of crisis, Day appeared in time. He did not know where to get the strength but grabbed the crocodile tail, threw it out. At that moment, his girlfriend woke up, and Day told her about the current situation. No water or food in the pool. They would not last long and would even become food for the crocodile. On the 3rd day, Day was suffering from dizziness due to a lack of water and overexertion. Strangely enough, the crocodile was lying there all day without moving. In the evening, it was raining heavily. 2 people finally got a drink of water. In this way, the 2 people snuggled with each other and spent the cold rainy night. On the 4th morning, they found that the crocodile had laid a nest of crocodile eggs. They had not eaten for 2 days and 2 nights. Looking at the fresh crocodile eggs, a strong feeling of hunger instantly came over them, and I believe that the crocodile was also hungry. Looking at the fainted man, the crocodile slowly approached but unexpectedly fell into the sewer with 1 foot. Day hurriedly got up and stuffed the crocodile in, covered the well, and used the sofa to press it to death. This time, they can finally eat crocodile eggs with no worries. The 2 of them tried to use glasses to focus the sunlight, drill the wood for the fire, and successfully lit the fire. Soon, the crocodile eggs were cooked. After a day of tossing and turning, the 2 finally had a full meal. After recovering their strength, they tried to build a human ladder on the sofa, but the pool was more than 6 meters deep, and there was a slope at the edge, so their efforts failed. Day once again pinned his hopes on the sewers. On the morning of the 5th day, they dragged away the sofa, and when the crocodile climbed out, Day let his girlfriend go in first. When the crocodile saw his eggs being eaten by them, he became furious and rushed towards Day in a frenzy. Luckily, Day was quite handy and managed to enter the sewer. They came to the end of the passage and tried to open the exit, but at that moment, a parachute flew into the area, and Day climbed up and asked for help. The result was a big disappointment to Day. It turned out to be a toy. He called out, hoping that the control of the toy could hear, but in addition to the sound of the wind, he did not get any response. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew down a wire. Day seemed to see hope again. He could not care less about the spikes on the wire, forced to endure the pain along the wire to climb up. However, the other end was not strong, and when he was about to reach the edge, the wire suddenly fell off, and Day fell heavily into the pool, injuring his left leg. After a simple wooden stick was fixed, Day then lost consciousness. After a long time, Day suddenly woke up, and the crocodile was biting his left leg. Day grabbed the bucket around him and chased the crocodile away with a violent blow. At night, Day struggled to get up and crawled into the sewer. It took so long for Day to remember to look for a way out at the other end of the passage. Day dragged his injured leg and finally crawled to the exit. He tried his best to open the manhole cover, excited to climb out. However, Day was completely devastated by the sight in front of him. It was just another swimming pool, and there was no ladder. On the 7th day, the paddle umbrella toy fell into the pool, and 2 men came down with a ladder to retrieve it. Not noticing the blood and distress signal on the ground, not to mention the crocodile hiding under the sofa. Seeing that the sky is going to rain again, the 2 will leave the pool in a hurry. At this point in the pipe, Day vaguely heard someone talking. They immediately climbed out, but unfortunately, the 2 had gone far away. Fortunately, the ladder is still hanging there. Day difficult to go to the ladder, but the crocodile blocks the way. The rainstorm was so rapid that the sewer where his girlfriend was gathered a lot of rainwater, and it would not take long to be completely flooded. Day was ready to fight the crocodile to the death by wrapping the wire around his fist. He broke free from the crocodile's bloody mouth and rode it, punching the crocodile's head. However, the accident happened again. The rain softened the ground, and the roller slipped and took the ladder with it. Day was unlucky to have avoided all chances of being rescued. By now, the sewer had been completely flooded by rainwater, and his girlfriend desperately blew the whistle for help. The dog heard the whistle and thought his master was calling him, and without hesitation, he jumped towards the pool but was pulled by the chain and died soon afterward. Faced with one blow after another, Day's little universe completely exploded, and he angrily picked up a steel pipe and leaped up, stabbing deeply into the crocodile's mouth. The innocent crocodile closed its eyes. Finally, the dog carried everything. Day grabbed the chain tied to it and climbed up with difficulty. Then he used a steel pipe to pry open the lid of the well and rescued his girlfriend. After 7 days and 7 nights, the two finally escaped. If you are trapped in such a pool, you will use what way to escape it.